Marhaba, hello and welcome to our concert Al-Quds Arabiya, Musical Images of Jerusalem. This concert is brought to you by the Palestinian Museum in Birzeit, Palestine, by the wonderful pianist Fadi Deeb, based in Palestine, and myself, Mariam Tamari, right now under full lockdown here in Paris, France, and sadly unable to go back to Palestine this year. When the museum asked us to put together a program on the theme of Al-Quds, we were thrilled because Jerusalem means so much to us. I, for one, consider my roots to be in Jerusalem. My father, the painter Vladimir Tamari, was born in Jerusalem. This is his painting here. And he lived in exile, unable to return. In this program, we share with you a tiny sliver of our memories of Jerusalem, what Jerusalem means to us, and we hope you enjoy it. More than anything, we hope you are safe and well and continue to be safe and healthy and well during this challenging year. We send you all our love through this music and we hope you enjoy.
مساء الخير جميعا. Good evening everyone and welcome to our concert Al-Quds Arabiya, Musical Images of Al-Quds. My name is Fadi Deeb. I'm a pianist and I'm thrilled to be able to perform tonight next to the great Soprano Mariam Tamari. Many thanks to the Palestinian Museum Birzeit for hosting us, for planning and for organizing tonight's concert. So I hope you guys will enjoy the concert and I will see you after the performance. Hello everyone. The next piece which is going to be performed is Introduction and Oriental Dance, written by Palestinian composer Salvador Arnita. Arnita was born in Jerusalem in 1914. As a child, he had his first piano and pipe organ lessons with Augustin Lama. Already as 13 years old, he became assistant organist at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem. At the age of 16, Arnita went to Egypt and became the organist and choir director of St. Catherine Cathedral in Alexandria. Later on, he received a scholarship enabling him to continue his music studies in Italy, specifically at the Accademia Santa Cecilia in Rome. After Italy, Arnita went to the Guildhall School of Music in London. After returning to Jerusalem, Arnita became the musical director of the YMCA and taught at Birzeit College and wrote the music for its anthem. After a Nakba, Arnita moved to Lebanon and taught at the American University of Beirut. The piece which I will be performing was published in 1942 in Jerusalem. And finally, Arnita passed away in 1985 in Amman. So, Introduction and Oriental Dance by Salvador Arnita. Hope you will enjoy.
Stranger from a Faraway Land. This is a poem by our national poet Mahmoud Darwish. And I chose this poem to write this song because it moved me deeply. I felt it was such a poignant description of the experience of those of us in the diaspora, those of us who are refugees, those of us like my father who dreamt every day of returning to Palestine, to their homeland, and who are unable to return. This is my own translation, and I will read it to you. Stranger from a faraway land. When I was a child, small and beautiful, the rose was my home, and the fountains my oceans. Now the rose has become my wound, and the fountain thirst. Have you changed much? No, I haven't changed much. When we return home, like the breeze, search my brow. There you will see the roses have become palm trees, and the fountains perspiration. And you will find me just as I was, small and beautiful. Francis Poulenc, Dans l'herbe, in the grass. Poetry by Louise de Villemorin. Louise de Villemorin was a fascinating surrealist poet. She was also a feminist and LGBT poet. The song was written in 1939, which is very interesting, during the rise of World War II, the rise of fascism. When we think of Jerusalem, we think of sacredness, of magnificence, of beauty, of history. But I think it's fair to say we also think of pain, sadly. And this year there has been a lot of pain again in the form of forced evictions, land grabs, ethnic cleansing, and state violence. And one story in particular that broke our hearts this year was the story of Iyad al-Hallaq, the autistic boy who was killed, who was shot many times on his way to school and died in his teacher's arms. And there has been an uprising this year against state violence in Palestine, of course, but also in the United States, with Black Lives Matter and the George Floyd incident, which was heartbreaking. And I feel that this song is very relevant at this time, because it speaks of a man who was killed under the tree of the law, as it says, and who died alone in the grass. And it also speaks of the sadness and futility that we feel when hearing these stories, and feeling so helpless and far away. I'm just going to read to you my translation. In the grass. I cannot say anything more, nor do anything for him. He died for his beautiful one. He died a beautiful death, outside, under the tree of the law, in total silence, out in the open, in the grass. He died unseen, crying out as he died, calling out, calling for me. But as I was far from him, and his voice carried no more, he died alone in the woods, under the tree of his childhood. And I can say nothing more, nor do anything for him.
Hello, everyone. So the next piece you will hear will be Memories of Bethlehem by Nasri Fernando Doueri. Doueri was born in 1932. He grew up in Bethlehem and studied at the Terasanta College in Jerusalem until 1948, Nakba, when he was forced to quit and to continue studying music privately back in Bethlehem. Later on, Doueri joined a German band as a pianist and traveled with them all around Europe. Since the 1950s, Doueri settled in Switzerland, where he conducted his musical activities from there. The piece, Memory of Bethlehem, is written in the style of bel canto, which means basically my right hand, and specifically my fifth finger, is gonna sing the melody, while my other fingers are gonna provide the background and the harmonic accompaniment. So basically, we split the piano into two instruments. One is basically the singer, which is in my right hand, as I said, my fifth finger, and the rest is basically the background. So, hope you will enjoy.
In Which We Become Lakes. This is a song that I composed to text by the brilliant young Palestinian writer Karim Kattan. He is based in Bethlehem and in Paris. And he wrote this essay back in April, under quarantine, entitled In Which We Become Lakes. You can find this essay online. It's beautiful, and I highly recommend it. So when I read this essay, I found it extremely musical and lyrical and fascinating in that he writes about the vision of liberation as becoming one with nature. I thought this was beautiful from a poetic viewpoint, from a spiritual viewpoint, and from a political viewpoint as well. Now, in this essay, this is the end of the essay that I set to music, and he writes, "Liberation and its images rarely make for elegant sentences and well-curated listicles. Breaking free and becoming a lake is a messy process. Let us embrace the messiness. Let us kneel in the mud and crawl and wade until we become water. There's nothing aesthetic about the unprecedented moment we are living through. What follows is certainly not a to-do list. It is merely a proposal. Imagine yourself turning into a lake in a bower. Your southern banks are exposed to a light winter sun, and your northern banks are shrouded in the dark, lush shadows of the forest. Your waters are half coruscant, half milkwood. You are both exposed and protected, fresh and warm. You are simple and straightforward, yet labyrinthine and contradictory. One edge shimmers under moonlight, the other gleams in the half-light. You provide no meaning, yet have depth. Your waters heal and protect. You're a pond. You're both the water, the earth, the grass on the banks, the ripples, the air, the lingering whispers of nature. You are engulfing. Sometimes when the dawn is purple and the night has been sleepless, you are an ecstatic pond and you sing softly. You are very, very pleased."
Imagine yourself turning into a lake in a bower. Your southern banks are basking in light winter sun, and your northern banks are shrouded in the dark, lush shadows of the forest. Your waters are half coruscant, half milkwood. You are both exposed and protected, fresh and warm. You're simple and straightforward, yet labyrinthine and contradictory. One edge shimmers in the moonlight, the other gleams in the half-light. You provide no meaning yet have depth. Your waters heal and protect. You are a pond, you are both the water, the earth, the grass on the banks, the ripples, the air, the ripples, the air, the lingering whispers of nature. You're Sometimes when the dawn is purple and the night has been sleepless, you ecstatic pond, and you sing softly. You sing softly. You are very, very pleased.
Hello again. Now I will perform Oriental Waltz by Palestinian composer Amin Nasser. Nasser was born in 1935 in Ramleh and grew up in Birzeit. As a child, he took music and piano lessons with Salvador Arnita and Agustin Lama. Later on, Nasser continued his music studies in Austria and Germany. After returning to Palestine, he taught at Birzeit College. Then in the mid-60s, he took part in establishing the National Music Conservatory in Amman. Later on, Nasser taught at Birzeit University, and in 1993 established with other Palestinian leading musicians the National Conservatory of Music, which since 2004 called Edward Said National Conservatory of Music. I had the honor of recording most of, I like to call him Ammo Amin, so most of Ammo Amin's music for piano. Project, which is a recording project, which is planned and executed by Edward Said, National Conservatory of Music. And hopefully I will be able to finish the recording the entire works for piano solo by Amin Nasser in the near future. So, Oriental Waltz by Palestinian composer Amin Nasser. Hope you will enjoy.
Al-Quds Arabiya. Now this song is composed by the wonderful, prominent, prolific, pioneering Palestinian composer Rima Nasser Tarazi, who published this song in her compilation Songs of Freedom and Hope, Volume 8. The song is particularly close to my heart because it was premiered and recorded by the soprano Tanya Tamari Nasser, who is the pioneering soprano to sing Western classical music in Palestine and in Arabic, and to sing the art songs of Palestinian composers and Palestinian poets. And she happens to be my own aunt. We sang this song together in Jordan last year, which is a wonderful memory for me. This song, I believe, is iconic in that it perfectly portrays the sorrow that we feel as Palestinians, and it is a prayer that we all carry in our hearts, a prayer for justice and for peace. Al-Quds Arabiya. Because I was born Palestinian, because my roots reach deep through the depths of time, because I was born an Arab, I die every day. I die every day. Al-Quds is forever ours. Al-Quds will never perish. Al-Quds lives in the heart. Al-Quds will never die. I find my name in every neighborhood. I find my name on every house. Because I have dreamed of truth and light. Because I have refused to bear false witness. Because I have withstood the oppression, steadfast as stone. I die every day. My dreams are written in its very walls. And over the tranquil hills loom fortresses. Their presence chokes me. They shut the light out. I long for the flowers and the hills. I long for the light. I long for tranquility. I long for the sacredness. And I long for the innocence. Al-Quds is manifest in the light of God, and it will resurrect life in us. O God, we long for justice and peace. O God, give me my rights, my sanctuary in Al-Quds. The walls remind me, and its alleyways recount. Al-Quds is Arab. Al-Quds will never die.
لأني ولدت فلسطينيا لأن جذوري في عمق الدهور لأني ولدت عربيا وأني في القدس من فجر العصور أموت كل يوم أموت كل يوم القدس لنا دوما القدس لن تموت القدس في القلوب القدس لن تموت اسمي في كل حي اسمي في كل دار القدس عربية القدس لن تموت لأني حلمت بالحق والنور لأني رفضت شهادة الزور وطمس الحقيقة بالقمع تزحف فوق الحجاب الوادعة، تخنقني، تحجب الشمس عني والسماء والأنوار والفضاء. أتوق إلى حجابها، أتوق إلى أزهارها، أتوق إلى أنوارها، أتوق إلى صفائها، أتوق إلى خشوعها، أتوق إلى نقائها. في القدس تجلت